Talk about being lucky. Normally I get to review cars and tech, but it's not every day you get to review a brand new aircraft. This is the Airbus A220, the first one for Air Canada. In case you didn't know, this A220 is built right here in Quebec, Canada, and it was initially called the C Series from Bombardier. But now it's an Airbus, but that's a whole other story. This is a clean sheet design, and it's been in the works for many, many years. The A220 is all about innovation, starting with the materials, which 40% of them are modern composites, aluminums, and other weight savings materials. Of course, the lighter weight fuselage translates to better fuel economy as well as reduced CO2 and NOx emissions. Powering the A220 are two Pratt & Whitney geared turbofan engines. These engines provide not only 20% lower fuel burn, which of course means lower fuel costs, but also makes it ideal for longer ranges. The 220 has a range of 3,670 miles. That's almost 6,000 kilometers. Oh, and it also produces 50% less noise than any others in its category. This is really turning into a win-win situation. Check out this plane's registration, C-GROV. There is a significance to this code. Do you have any idea what it is? If you do, comment below. I was really surprised when seeing the 220 in person and just how big the aircraft is. This Airbus is going to replace the Embraer 190, and it's a lot bigger than what most would expect. Just think of an Airbus 319. That's a pretty big plane, but this is bigger than that. So it's got a long range. Where will this fly?
So the A220 is going to fly a variety of longer haul North American routes. So Montreal, Calgary starts tomorrow. But we'll launch new routes like Toronto to San Jose, California, and Montreal to Seattle. And there's many others we'll consider in the fullness of time. Again, the A220 is a big enabler for us. Allows us to consider many nonstop routes that we don't fly today.
This is the A220-300, and it kind of has a unique layout. Up front, you have 12 seats in business class with a 2 and 2 configuration, and economy features 125 seats in a 2-3 configuration. The beauty of this is that only 20% are middle seats. Who likes to sit in the middle, right? And by not having 3 and 3 seats, the 220 features the widest seats in the fleet at 19 inches wide. Think of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Their economy seats are only 17 inches wide. That's an extra 2 inches, and it's a real big deal that passengers are just going to love. The seats also have a 30-inch seat pitch and a 3-inch recline with an adjustable headrest, and they made the sidewalls more vertical, which means more shoulder room. Every economy seat features a state-of-the-art Panasonic in-flight entertainment system with a 10-inch screen and over 1,000 hours of the latest movies, music, and entertainment to keep everyone busy. Every seat is also equipped with a power outlet, and not only a regular USB, but also a USB-C as well. The cabin really feels airy. The ceilings are tall, there is ambient lighting, and the windows are extra large. Not quite as big, let's say, as a Dreamliner window, but 50% larger than the Airbus A320 and more than 25% bigger than the Boeing 737's window. Overhead bin space is always an issue on smaller jets. This is definitely not the case with this 220. You have a rolling overhead bin just like the big boys. Full-size carry-ons have no issue fitting in here horizontally or vertically. Up front in business class, passengers get 37 inches of seat pitch, an extra 2 inches of width, and double the recline at 6 inches. Guests get to enjoy a 13-inch in-flight entertainment system while putting their feet up on the footrest and enjoying a meal on the large folding table. We had a chance to talk to the chief pilot for the A220 and ask him his thoughts on this new aircraft.
Well, I was a Embraer 190 rated pilot, chief pilot of that fleet for a couple of years. The differences between this airplane and that airplane, of course, are 20 years in the design cycle, but also this airplane uses fly-by-wire and side stick. The Embraer has a big control column in the way. We have multiple screens, which allow us some good situational awareness tools, in that I can put the information I need when I need it on the screens. We have dual HUDs, which allow us to look out through the glass here with an overlay of our flight controls, and gives me a really good picture in low vis. So I see the runway and I have all of my flight controls versus trying to scan up and down. So the airplane provides quite a lot of good tools from the pilot's perspective. It's a very efficient airplane. It's got a great wing. It's good for short field takeoff and landings. It's efficient at altitude. It's quite quiet and quite smooth, and it's quite intuitive actually. I know for myself it's an immense point of pride to fly a Canadian designed airplane as a Canadian pilot. I think it's a real game changer for us, and I know the pilots we have are all looking forward to this aircraft. Yeah.
The technical and economic merits of this aircraft stand above the rest that we compared. And this was an exhaustive evaluation. We looked at basically all equivalent and competitive aircraft to this one, and by far this was the best one in its category, in its segment. So, certainly we were happy to support Canadian Aerospace, help Bombardier at the time. We believed that our order was a catalyst for future orders, but that was very much secondary to the merits of this airplane.
It handles really nice, really smooth. Actually, when we do in our training, we do what we call engine failures at V1, and this airplane is really, really nice. It's a simple, small application of the rudder, keep the yaw, and then we pull the airplane off. It's really, really nice. Handles really nice. Crosswinds are nice. It's a well thought out, well sorted airplane.
Air Canada's A220 is really going to be the benchmark in terms of single-aisle aircraft. Right now, there is only one of them, but how many more can we expect?
So we're going to have 11 by summer, 17 at year end, and 45 by 2022. We have an option for another 30, and we'll evaluate those in the fullness of time.
I got very lucky. I'm being handed this airplane, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. It's really the opportunity of a lifetime for me. So yeah, and for all of us, right, to fly an airplane like this. So it's awesome.
It's a proud day for us, for Canada and the aerospace sector here, so definitely a historic day.
So how did you like that first look from Air Canada's A220, the very first one? I think it's pretty impressive, and I'm so proud that this beauty behind me is built right here in Canada. If you like the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification and leave a comment below. Let me know, what do you think of the A220? Are you looking forward to flying on it? I know I am. And if you want to see a whole flight review, check out the next video, because we're gonna go on this plane and we're gonna take a flight.
Qui nous rend fiers.
It's the things we make together, and the places we go together. It's the people we lift up together.
Voici l'appareil A220 d'Airbus, notre nouvel ambassadeur. Conçu ici, au Québec.
And it's not just ours because it's built here. It's ours because it reflects who we are.
Un appareil qui parcourt le monde de manière plus confortable, plus silencieuse. En laissant une plus petite empreinte écologique.
who we are and where we're going. Not as a business, but as a people.
Cet appareil, c'est nous. Et c'est ainsi qu'ensemble, nous voyageons.